Hey cat guardians, Alicia here, and today we're diving deep into a question I get all the time, a real head scratcher for so many of you out there. Ever been in that blissful moment, petting your seemingly content kitty, and then bam! Out of nowhere you get a nip, a swat, or even a full-on bite. It's confusing, right? You're thinking, but I was just showing you love. And trust me, I get it. It can feel like a betrayal, like your cat is suddenly speaking a language you just don't understand. But here's the raw truth, and it's a big one. It's almost never because your cat is mean or doesn't love you. Cats, my friends, are not small furry dogs. They have their own intricate communication system, their own set of rules when it comes to physical affection. What a dog might interpret as the best massage of their life, a cat might experience as an overwhelming, overstimulating, or even slightly annoying barrage. It's about understanding world preferences. So if you're tired of playing petting roulette and want to transform those potentially tense moments into pure purring connection, you've come to the right place. We're going to unpack the feline mind, explore some cat-astic tips and tricks, and get you and your furry overlord on the same page. By the end of this, your cat won't just tolerate your affection, they'll be melting into your lap asking for more because you'll be speaking love language. Let's get to it. Alright, first things first, we gotta put on our detective hats. Your cat is talking to you, but it's not always with meows. In fact, most of their crucial communication is silent. It's all in the body language, the subtle shifts, the almost invisible cues that tell you exactly what's going on in that furry little head. If you're missing these signals, you're essentially trying to have a conversation with noise-canceling headphones on. You see the mouth moving, but you're not getting the message. We need to tune into their frequency, and that means becoming a keen observer of everything from the tip of their ears to the end of their tail. So, what are we looking for when it comes to petting tolerance? Let's talk red flags. If you see those ears start to swivel back, going flat like airplane wings, that's a big one. Is the tail starting to twitch, or worse, thump 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 on the floor? That's not a happy wag, folks. That's irritation brewing, dilated pupils when it's not dark, skin rippling or twitching along their back, or their whole body tensing up. These are all signs your cat is saying, hey, I'm not really digging this right now, or you're about to cross a line, buddy. Ignoring these is like ignoring a flashing red light. You're probably heading for a collision. On the flip side, there are beautiful green lights. When your cat is truly enjoying the affection, you'll see it. Those slow, sleepy blinks, that's a cat kiss, pure trust. A rumbling purr, of course, is a classic, though remember, cats can also purr when stressed, so context is key. A relaxed body posture, maybe they're leaning your hand, rubbing their face on you, kneading their paws, making biscuits, or giving you those gentle headbutts. These are the signals that say, yes, more of this, please. Learning to differentiate these subtle broadcasts is the absolute foundation of a respectful and loving physical relationship with your cat. Now that we're getting better at reading the signals, let's talk geography. Where on your cat's body is generally a yes, please zone, and where might be a proceed with extreme caution or even a heck no area. Most cats, and I mean the vast majority, have a few sweet spots where they absolutely adore being petted. Think about where cats groom each other. It's often around the head and neck. This is also where many of their scent glands are located. When they rub against you or enjoy scratches in these areas, they're not just enjoying the sensation, they're also marking you as part of their colony, their family. It's a bonding ritual. So where are these magical spots? Under the chin is a huge winner for most felines. Gentle scritches there can send them into paradise. The cheeks, right behind the whiskers, are another prime location. Lightly scratching the base of their ears, or the area between their ears on top of their head, often gets a fantastic response. These are generally considered safe, welcoming areas to initiate petting. Think small circular motions or gentle short strokes. You're aiming to mimic the feel of a mother cat's tongue or a friendly feline nudge. Observe their reaction. They'll guide you to their personal preferences within these zones. But then, my friends, there's the belly. Oh, the glorious, fluffy, tempting belly. For many cat guardians, it's the ultimate trap. They see that exposed tummy and think it's an invitation. For some very trusting, very specific cats, it be. But for most, the belly is their most vulnerable area. Exposing it is a sign of trust, not necessarily an invitation for a full-on belly rub like a dog would love. Going straight for the belly on a cat you don't know well, or even one you do, can trigger a defensive reaction. Claws out, teeth bared. The base of the tail can also be tricky. Some cats love it, others find it overstimulating and will whip around. Always test these waters very, very gently, if at all, and be hyper-aware of their body language. Okay team, let's talk technique. This is where a lot of folks, especially those used to dogs, can go a little off course. Dogs often love a good, vigorous rub down, a hearty pat, some real deep tissue action. They lean into it, they groan with pleasure. Cats? Not so much. For our feline friends, when it comes to petting, less is almost always more. Think of it like this. You wouldn't use a jackhammer to dust a delicate vase, right? Same principle applies here. Cats have incredibly sensitive skin and fur, and what we perceive as a friendly pat can actually feel quite jarring, even a bit painful or overwhelming to them. The kind of touch most cats respond best to is gentle, slow, and predictable. Long, smooth strokes in the direction their fur grows are usually a good bet. Imagine you're trying to smooth down silk. That's the kind of pressure we're aiming for, light and reassuring. Avoid rapid, choppy movements or petting against the grain of the fur, as this can be irritating and can even cause static electricity, which is definitely not pleasant for them. You want the experience to be calming and soothing, not an antsy, over-caffeinated interaction. Watch their body language. If they stay relaxed, maybe even push into your hand a little, you're on the right track. Now what happens if the petting is too fast, too rough, or goes on for too long, even if it started out okay? This is where we often see petting-induced aggression, which isn't really aggression at all. It's overstimulation. Their sensory system gets overloaded. Imagine someone tickling you. It's fun for a bit, then it becomes unbearable. That's what can happen to cats. The bite or swat is their way of saying, "Enough! I'm overwhelmed." It's not malicious, it's a desperate plea to make the unpleasant sensation stop. So keep it gentle. Keep it relatively short, unless they're clearly asking for more, and always be ready to stop if you see those subtle signs of overload starting to appear. This chapter is huge, folks. It's about something we all value in our own lives, consent. And guess what? Our cats deserve that same respect. Just because they're cute and fluffy and live in our houses doesn't mean they're obligated to accept physical affection whenever we feel like dishing it out. Building a truly deep, trusting bond with your cat means understanding and critically respecting their boundaries. When they say no, even if it's a very quiet, subtle no, we need to listen. This isn't about them being difficult, it's about them having agency over their own bodies and experiences. So, how does a cat say no when they've had enough petting or just aren't in the mood? We've touched on some signals, but let's reinforce them. They might try to subtly shift their body away from your hand. They might lean away. That tail might start lashing back and forth with more intensity. You might hear a very low, almost inaudible growl or hiss. Their ears might flatten further, or their pupils might suddenly dilate. They might stop purring, or their body might stiffen. The moment you see any of these "I'm not comfortable" signals, your job is simple. Stop petting, immediately. Don't try to coax them, don't push it, just respectfully withdraw your hand. Why is this so important? Because every time you honor their no, you are building a mountain of trust. You're teaching them that you are a safe person, someone who listens and understands their communication. Conversely, if you constantly push past their boundaries, trying to force affection when they're clearly uncomfortable, you erode that trust. They'll become more wary of your approach, more likely to preemptively strike because they've learned their subtler signals are ignored. Respecting their boundaries isn't just about avoiding a bite, it's about fostering a relationship where they feel safe, understood, and in control. That's the foundation for real cat mojo. Alright, cat people, let's talk about one more crucial piece of the petting puzzle. Timing. Just like us, our cats have moods, energy levels, and things they're focused on throughout the day. You wouldn't try to have a deep, meaningful conversation with a friend while they're in the middle of a stressful work presentation, right? Similarly, choosing the right moment to offer affection to your cat can make all the difference between a purr-filled cuddle session and a confused swat. Not every moment is a petting moment, and learning to recognize the opportune times will significantly increase your success rate. So, when is a good time to pet your cat? Look for signs that they're already in a relaxed, receptive state. Maybe they're lounging on the sofa, looking sleepy and content. Perhaps they've just finished a meal and are in that blissed-out post-dinner calm. A fantastic indicator is when they initiate contact. If your cat comes up to you, rubs against your legs, meows softly, or jumps into your lap, that's usually a pretty clear invitation that they're open to and likely seeking some affection. These are your golden opportunities to engage in some gentle, loving pets, reinforcing that positive connection. Conversely, there are definitely times when it's best to hold off on the petting. If your cat is in the middle of eating or drinking, let them be. If they're sound asleep, startling them with a touch can be alarming. when they're intensely focused on something, stalking a toy, watching a bird outside the window, or engaged in a vigorous play session, interrupting that focus with petting can be unwelcome and confusing. And of course, if your cat is clearly agitated, stressed, scared, or showing any of the leave me alone body language cues we've discussed, that is absolutely not the time to try and force affection. Good timing shows respect and understanding of their current state of mind. So there you have it, my dedicated cat guardians. We've journeyed into the heart of the feline world, demystifying why that loving hand sometimes gets a not-so-loving nip. Remember, it's rarely about malice. It's about miscommunication. It's about understanding that your cat has a rich, complex inner life and a very specific way of saying yes, please and no, thank you. Your cat isn't trying to be difficult. They're trying to be understood in the only ways they know how. The power, as always, is in your hands, not to force, but to understand, to observe, to listen with your eyes as much as your ears. By paying attention to their body language, respecting their sacred petting zones, using that gentle touch, honoring their boundaries, and choosing the right moments, you're not just avoiding bites, you're building bridges of trust. You're showing your cat that you get them, that you speak their language. And that, my friends, is the foundation of a truly profound, unshakable bond. Keep practicing, keep observing, and be patient. Every cat is an individual, but these principles are your roadmap to a more harmonious, affectionate relationship. You've got this. Now go out there and cultivate that incredible connection, one respectful, purr-inducing pet at a time. Until next time, stay calm and cat on.